Jaime was saying after the game last night, I guess you guys were on 3 buses going back to the hotel. So you all kind of celebrate together. Was that just a kind of reminder of how weird this whole thing is, that you guys couldn't be together as a team after that great win?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's reminders at all times, right? When you go to put a guy in the game, Ben, and the games at Purdue, they went a little excess on the social distancing with the benches. And I'm trying to put Dave Singleton in the game, and he's in the 5th row. That's a reminder. So the kind of reminders, but yeah, definitely. 3 buses for our team. I mean, how many times you play a game an hour and a half from your hotel? I don't know how far Purdue is, but when you're on a bus, you got to go a lot slower. There's high winds and rain. The bus driver might have been the MVP getting us to the game. I was starting to work the way the bus was swaying on the 2-lane road. But yeah, there was a lot of them, but trying to put a guy in the game and he's in the 5th row was a first for me.
Jaime was saying that there was a nice scene in the hotel afterward. You guys gave Chris Smith the honor of putting UCLA up on the big board there as far as advancing. What was that kind of moment like?
Well, it was great, but like Jaime referred to for Chris, senior, so this is his last time for that type of stuff. And that's also, you got to remember, that's the first time our team has done that. We don't have any, which is new for me, right? I'm used to being in NCAA tournaments. So, we don't have any guy, how cool it is for these guys, how excited they are to be here. That's why, so important for us to be here. So, just that, it was a great moment to, and to have Chris here with us shows a lot about his belief in our program, Ben, because most kids in his case, he's a good student, so he would just do his work online. He's already in LA. Other kids, trust me, there's other kids that their seasons are over. They're already in LA with a workout guy. He could be rehabbing. We have 1 million famous rehab clinics. We have 1 million workout people. The best of the best in LA, but he's remained at UCLA with his team, is trusting our medical staff to do his rehab because he wants to be around our program. So it just says a lot about our culture. Says more about Chris Smith, though. So you see how happy the guys were for him.
Tracy, go ahead.
Hey, Mick.
What's up, Trace?
I know this is hard to quantify, but how much did those 4 losses contribute to that win last night, do you think?
Yeah, look, it didn't break us. I was worried about it, Trace. I was worried about the guys just losing their confidence. At some point, it would have been real easy to pack it in. But, we got to come across the country and play Michigan State in their backyard with, 3 officials that do not ever officiate a West Coast game. The game was as close as you could get it to the Michigan border. The green-white chant going early in the game, as soon as the game started. They shot the lights out. They were well prepared. They're a really, really good team. I can see why they beat, in the last 3 weeks, they've beaten Illinois, Ohio State, and Michigan, 2 1 seeds and a 2. So everything was there for our guys to pack it in. So I think I'm hoping for the best for the Pac-12, Tracy. I think because I think, being from the Midwest, I don't say this negatively. It's just because there's just no way around time change. I don't think people realize like how hard it is to win at Colorado, when they got McKinley Wright, who's the best guard in the country nobody knows about. How hard it is to win at Oregon when you don't even practice the day before. You don't even have a meeting. You got to say, hey, guess what? Come on, get on the plane. It's 8:00 at night. Jules' test was negative. So and they got Chris Duarte's and Eugene Omiori. I just don't think people understand like how hard those games are, you know, what a game changer Evan Mobley is. So I'm hoping that Pac-12 does well. So I don't know if the losses help contribute to the win, but I do know we played the best 4 teams in the Pac-12 other than us in our last 4 games. So playing good teams could break you or it can make you better. And it can strengthen your resolve. And, you know, I would say that the hardest of our last 5 games was the Michigan State game in their backyard. Like I said, I pointed, you know, we had every reason to pack it in last night and the guys refused to do it.
So did you have confidence in this group of players that they would push through and kind of break through and not pack it in? Or were you like on your edge of your seat like the rest of us to see how this would play out?
Well, you know, I knew the guy. I mean, we had great practices after the Pac-12 tournament. You know, we got to get a lot of guys on this team that, you know, have allowed us to coach them and are trying to buy into what we talk about, that, you know, effort and attitude, or what Bruin basketball stands for, and the things that we've tried to build. And they've been on board with it. My concern grew when Michigan State played so well. Somebody showed me Coach Izzo's quotes this morning about that's as well as they've passed the ball and executed in the first half of a game all season. So, you know, like I said, and, you know, we're up against the elements of travel and everything. You know, taking that flight and then having to bus to Purdue to practice at 9-something at night. You know, we're 3 hours on a bus after we got out of 24 hours of quarantine. My worst nightmare came to fruition. They played great in the first half. You know, so I think everything that we talked about got put to the test, Tracy, everything, you know, and the guys really, you know, now performances matter as well, but I thought our defensive intensity, we were the, you know, they were the aggressor in the first half, and we came out on the attack in the second half. And like I told the guys at halftime, man, this isn't us. If we lose, we got to lose our way. Okay. Just worry about playing our way. We got to be the aggressor no matter what happens. And you trust me, we be the aggressor, we're going to have our chance. You know, we can win this game.
James Allen, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. First of all, congrats on the win. Very, very exciting game to watch. But my question to you is around, I think it was like the 7-minute mark. I don't know whether you called a timeout or whether it was a TV timeout. You guys were down 7 or 5. What was the message to the team going into that timeout? Because it seemed like whatever you said, it rejuvenated the energy and they were able to tie the game up and send it to overtime and eventually win.
Well, I was concerned that, you know, sometimes when you make a big run, and we had it, I think we had maybe got the lead by 1, and we dropped a couple rebounds. We started getting out hustled. And I think it was more fatigue. You know, you expend so much energy in a game like that, getting back into the game in such a physical, emotional game. I mean, guys, that was not look, neither one of us should have been in that game. Neither one of us should have been in that game, but it was what it was, right? It was the best, whatever, first 4 game in the history. So, you know, that being said, it was such a bloodbath. I thought fatigue, I really was concerned about fatigue, emotional, and just trying to make sure we got back to being the aggressor in the last, whatever, 7 minutes, as you said, wherever I called that timeout.
Rashawn Haylock.
Hey, Coach. As far as Johnny, have you seen him this morning? Is there any update there? And is that the same ankle from that kept him out of USC a couple weeks ago?
We're hopeful he's going to be okay. So there's a chance he'll play, and we're very hopeful. But with stuff like that, you know, it's hour to hour, not even day to day. So I know Johnny. I held him out of the USC game. He tried to play in that game, but I thought that, in my opinion, we were already a tournament team. I thought it was the right thing to do for our team and for him to hold him out of that game. But he's not going to let me hold him out of the next game. So I would be surprised if he don't find a way. Again, the question becomes, how well can he play? How much is it bothering? But I know him, he'll try.
Is that the same injury or a different one?
I'd rather not comment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sam, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So staying on Johnny, I know he took the last shot of regulation, but when he missed, I saw that you went out on the court pretty fiery, but giving guys high fives, kind of encouraging them, I guess. What was the message then, knowing that you had to play an extra 5 minutes that you played the week before and lost Oregon State, but now you had another chance to win?
I just wanted to get, again, we hadn't won a tournament game. These guys had never been in a tournament. It's been a tough couple of weeks. Just trying to make sure these guys knew we were going to win the game. I told them I had Jules take it out. And they were checking the clock or whose ball it was. So it was basically Coach Izzo and I had a free timeout. And I said, my message to Jules and the team was, look, all right, here's what we're going to run. To get Johnny the best shot, we can try to get him with 3 seconds. But if somehow they deny Johnny, we had a timeout. I said, call the timeout. Don't throw it away because we're going to win the game. We're just going to, we're probably going to have to win in overtime. Okay, but let's try to get this play run. And if Johnny can't get in, Tiger, just go get the ball, do the best of it. Do not turn the ball over. Do not turn the ball over. I've seen teams try to throw the ball too long and it gets stolen and end up losing the game right there. So my message was to them, we're going to win in overtime anyway, guys. I was just trying to, be a psychologist. But I believed it because, look, guys, I got to be careful what I say, but the way the game was played was a huge adjustment for our players. It took us a long time to adjust to the way the game was being officiated and played. It just, so, but we finally had adjusted. And I could see our confidence had grown. So I really did believe we were going to win in overtime. But that was my message to the guys with 3 seconds left.
And then do you have any quick thoughts on BYU? I know you played them in Maui last year, same week you played Michigan State. It's been kind of an interesting year and a half for the program, but just looking at that game, looking at what they've done this season, what are your thoughts on BYU?
Very good team. I know they have Harms, I know that they have their 3 leading scorers or 3 transfers, I believe, in their 5th year. BYU's always got a veteran team. They do a lot of very good things with the way they play team basketball on offense, and they play team basketball on both ends. So what they maybe lack in some areas, they make up for because they play as a team.
Adam Grossbard.
Mick, in 7 of the last 8 tournaments, at least one team that came out of the first 4 went on to win in the next round. What is your sense of how this game could build momentum for your team, and how do you capitalize on it?
Well, I think this was a big confidence builder for us. We just beat a team that beat Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio State in the last 3 weeks. So that tells you, the level of team we just played. So, but that ain't going to help us Saturday night. We don't look at ourselves as, like I said, we shouldn't have been in the first 4. I'll say it now. Either should Michigan, Michigan State should not have either. So whether we win or lose Saturday, but my concern is our effort. I get concerned with the things we can control, our preparation and our effort. And then you're going to have guys perform. I think the history of this tournament tells you that, that some of the teams you alluded to, you get hot at the right time, and hopefully last night was a momentum builder for us, is what you got to hope for as a coach.
Yeah, we got time for 2 more. Let's go to Ben and then James.
do you handle the quick turnaround, especially with a guy like Jaime who played all 45 minutes last night, keeping him fresh and ready to try another game like that, in 48 hours?
Well, the best part is Jaime played 45 minutes and I didn't. He's 19, I'm 49. He'll be fine. The other side of that is, playing in the Pac-12, where you play Thursday, Saturday every week, is something that we're used to. So, to us, it's a normal turnaround to us. That and, our hotel we're in here only has walk-in showers. So right now we're trying to figure out how to make a cold tub. We're not allowed off our floor. So I don't know. We got to check some old Animal House videos and some ways maybe try to somehow turn something into a cold tub so we can get Jaime an ice bath. Maybe we can get a big garbage can that he can sit in and take it up there or something. And I'm being serious, by the way. It's funny, but I am being serious.
All right, last question to James.
Coach, how much more special was this victory for not only the Bruins, but for yourself, especially with your dad being in the stands and being able to reunite with him?
Oh, well, first of all, just seeing him is great. Just being able to talk to him after the game, although the security guards tried to accost us, I had to want them to put their hand on my daughter. I wasn't real happy about that. Just trying to say hello to people, 15 feet apart from each other. But great to see him. He's here. Can't see him. I know I've walked in. I heard you guys asking Jaime, Ben. Nobody's allowed in our hotel. There's security everywhere. Look, the NCAA is doing the best they can to have this tournament. So Dan Gavin and his crew, I take my hat off to them. This is a monumental undertaking for the NCAA. But my dad's here. I can't. He'd love to be able to come to our walkthrough today. I'll just be able to sit down, hang out with him, but just going to have to wait. The longer it waits, that means the more we're winning. That was great to have my dad there, my brothers there. People some of my best friends from Cincinnati. So a lot of people I hadn't seen very, very, very long time. So that was great.